What about the future? Can you tell me a bit more about the sort of business model changes that we might see across the industry, not just in Almirall, over the coming years?
I think it's obviously difficult to predict, but we see some hints here and there. So first of all, why does the industry keep talking about patients and customers, but we see limited movement in that direction? I think that first of all, because there is an underlying question that is difficult yet to answer, which is what elements are affecting demand realization? Who is influencing, at the end of the day, the utilization of products? And again, there is not an easy answer, and the answer may not be the same depending on which products you have and in what therapeutic areas. So we see, on the one hand, if you wish, a continuation of the previous business model, where you had products that are being, informed to doctors. The doctors remain as the key deciders for the utilization, for the recommendation of those products, and then eventually the patient gets the product and gets the product reimbursed. So, in as much as we may criticize that model or think that that model was going to change dramatically, that model is still very much alive and present in many parts of the world. At the same time, you see a development of other models that may be more payer-driven or maybe more patient-driven, which is indeed a change from the past. In those cases where it is patient-driven, what we also see is that this patient is taking a higher stake in the game, economically speaking, versus what he did in the past. Truth of the matter is that healthcare expenses continue to outpace the growth in gross domestic product in almost every single country. There is a difficulty on the part of payers to address and to manage that. So more and more, we may like it or not, as users of healthcare resources, but patients will be confronted with having to put more out of their own pocket, and that indeed brings an alternative business model to companies, which will probably not just replace the previous one, it may in some cases, but live together with the previous ones. So again, different models may apply depending on what kind of products you have, in what kind of therapeutic areas you play, and in what country you are present. And the same answer may not be the same in country X or country Y. So we need to be flexible enough to accept that, to understand once more that the answer to who drives the demand, how does demand realization take place in this particular situation, may lead to different answers, and we have to be open enough to go in those directions.